Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 570 Music Chat. I'm Alonna, and I am here tonight with I Set My Friends on Fire. These guys have been making some waves lately. How you guys doing tonight?
Muy bueno.
Good.
Damn it, I was gonna say that.
Okay.
So what's up?
Oh, nothing, just living the dream. It's like, my 15-year-old self is screaming internally because this is like a dream come true. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if I could go back in time, 9 years ago, I would be like, hey, kid, look what you're going to do.
That's awesome.
That would be pretty trippy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so obviously I want to talk about the When We Were Young festival thing, but first, I want to know some really fun things. How did you guys come up with the name I Set My Friends on Fire?
Oh, I just looked up an Aiden song one day and I just jacked it straight from No, I'm just kidding. I actually didn't know that band. I didn't know of that band when I came up with the name. I don't know how I came up with the name, to be honest with you. I think it was because back before I Set My Friends on Fire was a thing, I was in a band called We Are the Cavalry, and we had a lyric that was like about setting one of our friends on fire, and I think I just took reference from that, and yeah, that's
Nice.
it.
Nice, pretty short and simple. I mean, we all like to set our friends on fire, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
Always.
Yeah.
Get high. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Well, you know what set me on fire, and my hair's all bleached, so it's just like just start at the hair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about When We Were Younger festival. First of all, you guys have been on CNN Entertainment, Yahoo News, the whole kit and caboodle. Rightfully so, you guys are disgruntled that you guys weren't put on the lineup. So you guys actually bought their domain name?
Yeah, we did.
They take the reins.
Yeah, so we were just kind of on like a rampage all week online, and just really memeing, and literally in the group chat we were like, yo, is this festival real? And like, not even without getting a response, I was like, I just literally texted it in all capital letters. I was like, I got it, ha 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 ha. And everybody's like, what did you do? And I was like, I bought the domain for the festival. And like, we didn't know that it was gonna take off the way that it did. Like, we knew that, like, we thought it was just gonna be like a fun troll thing. Like to be 100%, like, we never cared about actually being on the festival. Like we were always just like it doesn't surprise me that we weren't booked on it. Like, there's like that whole side of the scene really hasn't messed with our band since 2011. We've really been doing a lot of stuff DIY, but we were never really upset about it. But it was kind of like, hey, we have a way to really stick it to the man here, and really have some fun with this. And it just kind of took off from there. And a lot of it was just like on the fly, was just winged. Like, this wasn't planned or anything. It was literally like the minute the festival went up, and like we were debating whether it was real or not. Like just the opportunity presented to buy the URL, and just kind of went from there. So
Yeah, it all fell into place, it seems, from one troll to the next, and yeah, I thought it was fake too after Nate posted it, because he was already trolling for a week. So I was like, what the hell is this poster? It looks fake as hell. Like,
the poster looks like shit.
It really does.
Let's be honest.
It really does. I sent it to my one friend, and I was like, there is no way. Like, it looks like the 12-year-old went on Microsoft Paint and was just like, here you go. Let me throw all these logos on here.
Bro, I thought it was like one of those like Facebook, like, I don't want to say memes, but like, they'll like, how you used to like write random band names on like your binders and shit in high school?
Yes.
Like, I thought it was like one of those posts or whatever of like back in the day when everybody's names was like sleeping with Pierce the Jamie or whatever.
Pierce the
you know?
asking black veil of
Okay.
It was just like
Okay.
I thought it was just like that, or like it was like an emo night or something, and you know, it
featuring
literally
songs by these
sounds
bands.
like the other thing that's crazy is like I'm really good friends with Jordan from the Ready Set, and you know we've talked a bunch over the years, and you know I know that he really wasn't going to do any more shows or any more festivals or anything at the Ready Set just because he was really busy doing his Disney stuff. So like they must have really spent some money to get some of those bands back together. Like Chris, I know that Chris, like you know the guys in Boys Like Girls, like didn't they break up on awful terms?
Yeah, terrible terms. The fact that I saw them on there, I was like, this doesn't make sense. I never
Dude,
thought.
yeah, that was actually the one that like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of bands on like the amount of money that Live Nation must have paid for some of these bands is astronomical. Like I know for a fact like Boys Like Girls was turning down huge festival offers because they didn't want to be in the same room together. And like a lot of people don't know this, but their singer actually writes for he writes most of the music for Dan and Shay, the country band. So you know, like I said, like it's and we're
I
kind of
didn't even know that.
yeah, we were kind of in that same place though, under the fact that like we're all doing our life thing, and you know we all live in different states. Connor's back in school. Chris and I have full-time jobs. Jimmy's in another band. Matt's running his clothing line. So like, you know, we weren't. To be honest, like even if we did get offered it, it would have been significantly difficult to make work unless the money was incredibly high. But it seems like the agent reached out and was like, "Which band do you want to have a reunion? Like, which band are you inquiring about?" And they just responded, "Yes." Like, you know,
Literally just yes.
But is what it is. But like I said, you know, we didn't. The whole plan off this wasn't to go viral or anything. It was just kind of have some fun and stick it to somebody who is like Live Nation has passed up on so much of our shit over the last 10 years, and we found it in a way that like there is nothing they could do about it. Everything we did was completely legal. Everything that we said was within legal limits. Like I think that's what makes what was so frustrating on their end to it is the fact that like I said, there really was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo, Nate, speaking of legal, did you hear about the Creed clause within the contract?
No.
Yo, I saw a TikTok about that.
Wait, what?
Okay, so basically the dude who owns like the grounds that the festival is going to be held at is the lead singer of Creed.
It's Scott Stapp.
And in the contract it says like the only way they could have like Live Nation could have gotten that like area is if Creed was allowed to play on the festival at whatever time, at whatever moment they wanted. And then after
Is
they
that
played,
what the one meme of like
on.
Creed's name being on every spot is like about?
We're
it
definitely
probably is.
we're definitely getting memed here. I promise you that Scott Stapp does not have the money to own a fairground. Like,
That's what I thought.
honestly,
That's
I
what I
don't know,
thought.
dude.
Honestly,
I
yo,
don't know. That dude's nuts.
We're getting
That dude
memes.
is insane.
yo, it reminds me of like that. There was like another meme where it was like when we were dads. And it's like all dad rock. It's like Hinder, Creed, Nickelback, like the whole.
Okay, Hinder's sick though.
All right, I would actually go to that just
Yeah.
for
Yeah, honestly, same. Only because I love Puddle of Mud and Nickelback, and I have no shame.
Well, just like
I just thought the Puddle of Mud like
Yeah.
Nirvana cover. That shit was
yo,
fire.
I think I set my friends on fire is the Chevelle of dad rock.
Don't say that because
Ooh.
Chevelle is the worst band I've ever
Hey,
seen.
chill.
But you know, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you bring up Puddle of Mud because I kid you not, we got a tour offer yesterday from a band that has turned us down multiple times. I don't want to say the band name, but
No, say
Say
their
it,
name.
say it, Nate.
Say it.
it's
Say
pretty
it,
obvious.
Nate.
It's pretty obvious who it is. It's a band that was a little bit bigger than us at the same time that we were back, and they came back, but they came back without their singer.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. But they turned us down, like blatantly turned us down twice in the last 6 months to tour with us. And after we posted that thing yesterday, that literally said like what, like pretty much said what we did was a joke and the reason why we did it. We got hit with a tour offer immediately after that. I'm like, did you guys not read this? Like, what you coming and offering us this is literally against everything everything that we just said. So I didn't even respond with like a normal like, hey, no, thank you. I literally copy and pasted the lyrics of Blurry by Puddle of Mud.
Oh my god.
No,
Oh my god.
That was such an elaborate connection between Puddle of Mud and that shit.
Yeah, man. Hilarious enough.
I mean, you know, I can't even say you're wrong because honestly, I probably would have been the same thing.
Fucking love it,
Well, like,
dude.
you know, like we're in this place right now that like I think it's really frustrating to a lot of people that the people that we're trolling that we're in the place where literally none of this shit matters. Like we're in a place where we go out and we play shows when we can. We haven't been in the same room together in 3 years, but you know, like we're all doing our own thing. We're all living different lives. We're not trying to go out on support tours. We're not.
I don't think Jimmy could grow facial hair the last time I saw him.
Yeah, right. So like, we're really
not
doing
even a little bit.
DIY. So we're really doing everything DIY. So there's really not like a way that like, you know, somebody can go and say, go to our agent and be like, oh, look at what this band did because we're our own agent. Like there's nobody who can go and be like, oh, well, get them off this. And it's like that situation because there's literally like we're not working with the circle of people that we're trolling anyway. So there's really nothing they can do about it. So,
Right.
you know, like I said, I think it's kind of funny. Like we're in a good place right now. And I think that honestly, like this is the healthiest that I think that the relationship within the band has been in a long time, you know? So it's,
Because we
all
haven't
good
seen each
stuff
other in
for
3
right
years.
yeah, right.
Even after you hired the computer, right?
Yeah, computer. So I hired computer without talking to the rest of the band, and they were kind of pissed that we added another member. Our $500 guarantee now has to be split 6 ways instead of 5.
God damn it.
Well, I
Wait.
mean, you know, I had to bring it up.
Of course, man. Of course, computers like, you know, Matt has been the most iconic person in this band, obviously, for years and years and years. He's been the only member. Matt's afro, people immediately know, like, hey, it's Matt from Ism Flaw. Now
How much for a
feel
snip of that?
dude, for the last week, it's been all about computer, dude. All about like, yo, Matt, fucking computer's coming through and stealing your thunder, brother.
Pretty much, dude. He took it.
Yo,
Sure.
Matt. I mean, you just gonna take that from computer? Damn, stealing.
I
Your
mean,
spotlight.
I've owed computer a lot from the very beginning, so I'm just gonna let him have
Computer
it.
is responsible for our whole career.
Yeah, he can have it.
So I know you guys are really big on being DIY, and I really applaud you for that. A lot of bands, you know, don't really do the DIY thing. They would rather have somebody else do it for them because it truly is a lot of work, and it's not the first time I've seen this. But I have to ask, what can we expect in terms of possible new music?
That's a question for Chris.
For me.
Whoa, I was gonna say you, Matt.
Caterpillar
the one guy
sex
that
on the way.
doesn't respond to the
Oh my gosh, Chris.
Exactly, Chris said it,
Yeah.
and it will continue to be on the way. It's been on the way
Oh my god.
I mean,
for 9 years, baby.
I mean, at least you released Astral Rejection OG. So
At
I mean,
least.
At
yeah.
least.
That's
yeah,
a fucking
something.
banger, though.
But look, this is the way I think about it. You know how you like age your wine or you cure your meat. You know, the longer you don't open it, the better.
Matt, it is
better it's
pure
gonna
meat,
taste.
dude.
I mean, you know, I was really hoping he meant cheese, but when he said meat, I just kind of ran with it.
No, Matt loves cured meat.
I love
that's like
cured
one
meat.
of his favorite
It's true.
freaking snacks. We'll just like in the back of the van or whatever we're in at the time. He's just back there just munching.
Especially in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, you were a fiend.
Mm. But guess who ate my cured meat once?
Me.
Remember that, guys? Fucking Mike.
Oh, Mike! Wait, which
Oh,
one?
Dude, tall Mike.
I forgot about that.
What's his
Chris,
band?
flash your hoodie.
Come on,
No,
Chris,
no,
help
I
me out.
changed.
Oh, you changed.
Rosedale.
Oh,
There we
Chris-
go. Rosedale Mike.
Chris is literally just wearing a Rosedale hoodie and he changed out of it.
Rip and come and go now, baby.
Wait.
Oh
Where
no.
did Jimmy go?
Oh
I
no.
think it's
I
snake.
don't
Oh,
know.
I-
They're children.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, I
hey,
know.
hey.
That's why my camera's not on, because I'm like around babies and shit.
I hear like stuff that. Dude, stop. I'm just kidding, Matt. It's not your fault.
Oh.
I couldn't hear what you're saying anyway, so it's all good.
I was talking shit.
It's all good.
I love you.
So what's
Wow.
up, guys? How's everything with you guys?
I just snotted out of my nose when he said that.
Oh.
Where'd you go, Jimmy?
Huh? I went to go grab.
He went to
doesn't have
grab
a
Cup and
spoon.
Go.
Oh,
Jimmy, what's in your tank? You never answered that.
It's a snake. I said it.
Oh, dude, I have two of those.
Yeah, yo, he
What?
said that right from the beginning. He's like featuring my snake, and then I mentioned my clown
Oh, I
staff.
missed it. I have two right there.
Wait, what kind of snakes do you have?
Ball pythons.
Yeah, so do I.
Fuck yeah.
yo, so you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
don't even need to feed your snakes for like 2 weeks when you go out in the store, right?
Well,
dude,
I
Just feed
feed
them
no,
before
mine.
you go and then come back.
Dude,
I
you
feed
can
mine
do
once a week.
Once a week?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus,
How about you,
dude.
Connor? How long do you take?
Dude, it's like four weeks or something.
Dude, no. So when I was on.
No,
tour-
it's only 5 days right now. Yeah, no, you're right. When they get older, they can be like once a month.
Yeah, but she's still really young. When I was out with From Ashes to New, she got out. Like the dude that was watching our house called me. He's like, "Yo, did she like Barry?" I was like, "No." She got out. She was gone for like 4 weeks, and then we got home, and I found her
4
just like
weeks?
crawling. Yeah,
Oh,
it
dude,
was.
they can
Yeah.
survive on their own for
Yeah,
like,
but how
Like,
did it
no
come back?
water or
Ever.
no water, nothing. Not like, yeah, it was crazy. We like tore the entire house apart trying to find her. Couldn't find her. I gave up all hope, and then I was just going to like go pee one night, and then I just saw her like crawling underneath one of the doors.
That reminds me when my porcupine ran away for 6 months, and then
Oh,
I got reunited with him somehow in Miami.
Jimmy, we can have our snakes meet right now.
You bust out your snake.
I'm about to bust out the snakes.
Alonna, we haven't been together in so
No. It's fine. It's fine.
we haven't curated this whole
I'll be right back.
multiple location interview thing yet. Dude, I'm gonna be
Are
honest.
you eating the snakes? Oh boy, yay, snakes. I love
Are you
snakes.
taking your snake out? Oh, that shit's small as fuck.
Yo.
Yeah, she's not huge. Okay.
Dude, fuck snakes, bro. Fuck snakes.
No, the worst thing she'll do to you is she shit on me like 4 times.
Yo, I love snakes.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. I just
So back to music.
Yeah.
Snakes aside.
Yeah. So okay, wait, nope. Another snake.
Is that another snake?
Yeah.
Jimmy, I think yours is older than mine. I think mine's the front.
She's like
Yo,
probably like 6 months old now.
I thought that was a turtle. I literally thought that was a turtle.
Now they're just balled up.
Yep.
So-
this is Noki, also known as Slippy.
So Alana, back to music, like we were saying.
Yeah, since we got super off topic. It's fine. It always happens. It's fine. So back to the music. So you're waiting 9 years to cure it because I guess it's aging like the fine wine.
Exactly. It's a
Like
folklore.
Jennifer
Everybody likes a
Aniston.
folklore.
Okay, so I do have a question here. Somebody commented, and this is from Matt. Why did you shelf the original version of Astral Rejection just to release it a decade later?
Well,
Wow.
it wasn't my choice to shelf it. Epitaph actually made that decision, and yeah, it messed things up. But yeah, 10 years later, I was like, "Yo, can you guys just release this thing? Because there's no point in just like holding it hostage." And then that's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, stick it to the man.
Matt, should we tell this story?
Yeah,
story?
tell the story.
The OG
Oh, no.
story,
The what story?
Yes.
the Europe story.
Wait, which one?
No.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes.
All right, so the way
Yes.
that people found out about OG Astro, and like because people didn't know that there was a shelved album for years.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on tour in Europe, and we literally got a message from our Russian agent that's like, "Look, if this CD is not, if your new CD isn't released by the time that you guys get to Russia, we're gonna cancel the shows." So we were fighting with our label at the time that we couldn't put out the record because they weren't willing to put any money into it. They were going through a bunch of struggles, and they're like, "Well, we don't like this single, blah blah blah," with the actual album.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, "Dude, what the fuck do we do?" So we essentially decided that, all right, Facebook and VK is the Russian Facebook, so they're divided. So
And they're 10 years behind in music. So
so we essentially decided,
Backstreet Boys
look,
Main
we're
Street,
gonna
baby.
release an album in Russia that is the OG Astral because that is all that we can do right now. Because we can't put out any music in the US because we're fighting with our US label. But we felt like if there was enough divide between the two social medias, we could keep it just to VK. So literally leaked our own album in Russia, and then somehow through that people found out like, oh, there's an OG Astral on it. Like, where's this song Cantaloupe the Antelope coming from and everything? So
Who was it that didn't believe it was Matt?
yeah, because Matt's voice does sound different.
Which one was that? One of the Russian promoters, though. I can't remember who that was.
Probably was, dude.
Yeah,
Probably was. I don't know.
it was wild, but yeah.
I mean, Brett from Epitaph thought I sounded like the guy from 311, and that's why he rejected the whole album.
Okay, that's something I didn't expect. Okay.
Yep, that's what he told me. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. You sound like the guy from 311." Yeah, I don't think we can put this out. So that was that, you know? Literally, that's all he told us.
Interesting. That's a nice way of saying, yeah,
Very
fuck you.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's
So I was going through your Instagram, and I saw that you guys got announced for the So What Festival. And please tell me that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Yes, 100%.
So how did that come to be? Was that as a result of the whole When We Were Young thing, or was that kind of something that was already in the works?
I would like to say it was, but to be honest with you, we were already booked for it. We booked it a couple weeks ago. But I will say that the When We Were Young festival catapulted. Like, we weren't supposed to announce it for a few weeks, and they were like, "You guys got to announce it now. Like this is too good. Everything, like, strike it while it's hot." And like, we had one of the biggest announcements of the festival. Like, I literally just got an email that was like, "Yo, can we announce what day you guys are playing?" Just because we're getting hit up so much, which is awesome. That's really cool. But yeah, like, I mean, Mike Zemer's always believed in our band. I can't believe that he booked us again. After the last time that we played at Mike Zemer's festival, bro.
Was that on Silent Night?
Dude, the last time we played at Mike Zemer festival, Matt's flight and our guitarist at the time, Johnny's flight, got canceled like 3 hours before the show. So we played with one guitarist, no vocalist, and
I thought you had Caleb. Okay. Saying you had a vocalist is a very loose term.
Saying we had somebody who didn't know the lyrics, looked on his phone, and then had a panic attack. So
I forgot that I didn't see this
Dude, halfway through the set too, like our bassist at the time, who he shall not be spoken of, literally just dropped his bass and just jumped in the crowd and nobody caught him.
Good.
Like
He 6'9" it.
just wild, man. But yeah, shout out Zemer for believing in Ism Fall since day one.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. So that brings me to my second to last question. What is one of your favorite tour stories?
Oh,
God.
Jesus. All right. All eyes to Chris.
What?
We
I've been through some shit. To be honest.
Chris has definitely been through the brunt of the worst, I think.
Yeah, Russia was bad.
Oh, dude, I had to be through
Not even
customs
just the
17
camera,
hours
but
before our
getting-
flight.
Flying by myself.
My
Russia was
Uber
bad
driver
for me.
killed somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate. Okay,
Whoa,
mine
what?
and Nate's
Hold on.
Russia story
Hold
is the
on.
craziest.
Hold on. Who killed somebody?
Our
So
Uber driver.
these three stories correlate with each other. So
All right, this is trilogy.
so
The rice slippy.
the night of the Moscow show, it went off. It was one of the biggest shows that we've played in a long time. And right after the set, Russia's super weird. The kids literally jump on stage and like start asking for autographs and shit. Actually, in St. Petersburg, the night before, we had a kid, no joke, hide under this table in the back while we were backstage. And like as we were leaving, he's like, "Can I get a picture with you guys?" We were like, "What the fuck?" Like, but anyway, so we got distracted by fans immediately after playing. So Chris set his camera up on one of the speakers, and while we were signing stuff, somebody stole his camera, like straight up just stole it.
Oh, I forgot about the whole camera thing.
I didn't.
So
I didn't.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm inconsiderate.
So the day after, Chris is super upset, obviously rightfully so. And Connor tells me, he's like, "Yo, what date is it today?" I was like, "It's the 12th."
Listen, I have a defense.
No, you know.
I sent you my dates, and you're like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Okay, no.
And
So Connor,
And-
right there, I wasn't gonna go there, Connor. I wasn't gonna go there, but we'll go there. All right. So debatably, in all seriousness, we're a lot younger than people think, or at least we were at the time.
Oh
Jimmy-
no, I saw a tweet that someone said that when they saw us in Terre Haute for New Year's, that it was Matt and a bunch of high schoolers.
That's
So
probably pretty close.
maybe not, but
No, it was like when we played, like, dude, we were all like 23 and stuff.
2017, I was 22. You were 20.
I would have been 22. Yeah, I would have been 22.
Yeah. So,
So I don't feel so young anymore. I'm 23. I'll be 24 this year.
I'm 31.
Fucking nerd.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I feel young again.
So pretty much what I'm getting at though is, like I said, we do everything DIY. So we didn't go through an agency, anything. We did everything on our own. So ultimately, essentially what happened is after Chris's camera gets stolen, like all of us are like, we got to find Chris's camera. We got to find Chris's camera, whatever. And Connor looks at his passport and he's like, "What date is it today?" And I'm like, "It's the 12th." And he's like, "This says my visa expires on the 12th." I'm like, "Fuck." Anyway, so I tell Connor, like, I'm like, "Yo, don't even worry about it. Like, you're gonna be fine. No worries."
Everyone, what was that place you guys were? The Red Square or something?
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to that shit.
So fucking, all of us are at the Red Square, and Connor's back home Googling shit, like back at the hotel Googling shit. And it's like, what happens if your visa expires? And like the first article he finds is like, I spent 14 years in jail because I overstayed my Russian hours. So Connor calls me, he's like, "Yo, like this is like, we gotta do something." So I'm like, "All right, I don't know what to do, whatever." So finally I'm like, fuck it. What we're gonna do, we were supposed to leave 2 days later. I'm like, we're gonna buy you a plane ticket to somewhere else and get you through customs tonight, and you're gonna live in the airport for 2 days. So essentially we didn't have any sort of transportation, but we were up against a time clock. We had to get him out by midnight. Not only did we have to get him out, we had to buy his plane ticket and get him out. So luckily Uber is super, super cheap there. So, but
Oh my God.
everything's in
Please don't. Okay, so listen. No, here's where I chime in. We take an Uber to Moscow airport, and the Uber's like 45 minutes long.
No, dude, it was like 2 hours. It was
No. I'm getting to that. And so we go to the airport, and I go in, and I'm like, "Where the fuck is my gate?" And it's not listed anywhere, not even remotely close. And I'm like, and I called Nate. I'm like, "Are there any other airports in Moscow?" And we look, we're at the wrong fucking airport.
Dude.
And then from that airport to the other, it's a 2-hour Uber.
Dude, no joke. Like, I was like, Connor, go and find the Aeroflot sign in, whatever. Buy
was not.
ticket. And they're like, oh, Aeroflot doesn't fly out of this airport. That's the other one that's 2.5 hours away. So, but not only that, there's a rule in Russia that you can't get an Uber back from the airport in that town in Moscow.
That's ridiculous.
Like
Why?
It was
in that suburb of Moscow. So we were like,
So many obstacles.
we were like, what do we do? So
I'm panicking. I'm shitting, pissing, puking, all
14
not
years
literally,
in prison.
but emotionally I am.
we had to get a taxi.
Light slippy.
We had to find a
I remember
taxi,
back.
which was like super, super expensive. So we went and got a taxi, and the taxi driver's like, I can take you 20 minutes long. I can take you as far as 20 minutes. And we're like, all right, well, what the fuck do we do? Because our phones don't work here either. So it's like, all right. So we had them drop us off in a McDonald's, like, so that we could use the Wi-Fi. And we're like, all right, perfect. We go to sign into the Wi-Fi. And it's like, what's your phone number to text the passcode to? And we're like, dude, what the fuck do we do? So finally, we find some random dude who we can send the text to. He tells us whatever. So we finally get an Uber to the other airport. Connor gets to the airport, prints out his ticket, and like I'm like, all right, man, we made it. I give him his passport, and he's like I give him his passport, and he's like, all right, man, like thank you for everything. Slaps me up, and he's like, which line do I go to? I'm like, I think it's the green one. So
Oh,
I sent
dude.
him-
All
I
right.
sent him-
I didn't even need to hear anything in between. So here's what happens. So I go into the line. I'm like, where the fuck do I go? And I just start following people. And I go through what was ended up being the diplomat line. And I look around and it's a bunch of people in suits, briefcases, all this shit. I did not belong there. I'm, skinny jeans, jacket, Toms, like
Paper
I did
bag
not
with all
belong
his
there.
clothes in it.
So I went through customs and I pretty much tell them like, I don't know where I'm at. And they look at my passport and so they open it up, they look at me, look down at it, look over, call someone over. They look down at my passport. They both look back at me and start laughing and like, oh, you're fucked. But then they're like, why are you here right now? And I'm like, because my visa expires in like 20 minutes. So what do you mean? Why am I here right now? And then they start like stupid Americans, go. And then they let me through. And then I chill at, I don't like, because when I went to the airport and I like got my like ticket and stuff, I didn't even have a gate yet. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. So I'm wandering 17 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, fuck you, Matt. Fuck you, all of you. I'm just kidding. Nah, I love you guys. But yeah, 17 hours. I'm just wandering the airport without anything, hardly cell service, don't even know how to work Wi-Fi there. It's just,
You ate a lot of TGI
And then-
Fridays.
oh, I fucking love TGI Fridays.
Well,
dude.
wait, Connor. So then you took a flight home from Russia alone?
No, I rode
No,
it with you
We
guys.
had to wait for.
Oh
our
yeah, that's
flight.
right.
I had to
that's
wait
right,
for your
that's right.
guys' flight.
That's
So
So I had the same
trippy.
flight. I bought the same flight as you guys. It's
So-
just my
Oh,
visa
you had to
expired
wait before they
your
allowed you through
guys.
the
I
gate.
had to get
Yeah.
I had to get
I remember
through
now.
customs. Otherwise,
he was
I would have been
He had to had to get himself into purgatory essentially.
Yeah, it
pretty
was
much.
purgatory.
And yes, exactly.
But
And
why?
it was
Why did they tell you had to do that?
Because my visa expired. I had to get through customs.
I see. Okay.
So-
Yeah, I would have been in jail for like Russian jail for like a month. I was, dude.
I thought it was
I was
14
reading-
years.
Yeah, that's us.
No, it was no. It wasn't 14 years. It was like, dude. It was like 21 days, and they were like,
It would have been an
Dude, we-
astronomical problem. Let's put it that way. It would have
Yeah.
been. A
I
serious,
was gonna
serious
be
problem.
fucked. Like, dude,
But,
compared to what the other people that I was, it's like, Yahoo like ask stuff. It's like, you see the worst of the worst, and I wouldn't have made it, dude.
And dude,
I wouldn't be here right now.
So from there, we get Connor in whatever. As I'm walking out of the airport, I also run into Waka Flocka, which is super, super fucking random.
I forgot about that.
Waka Flocka played a fest the same day that we did and was flying out. So anyway, while I'm waiting for a taxi outside, I get a call because I had to do the same thing. Uber or take a taxi back to a McDonald's and then Uber back to the hotel. So I get a call from our agents that's like, yo, we found your camera. A girl's going to be with it. A girl's going to come by with it soon. I called Chris, and Chris has been so, like, especially at this time, like, we were not making money at all. Chris had saved up years for this camera. He was in the dirt, man. Like, he was, like, Chris is not a sad person, but this
I know. It was to the point where everybody's like, we're going to go explore Moscow. And I just stayed at the hostel and just moped the whole time. I was like,
So
You
I
can
called
still
Chris.
hurt my
camera, like-
feelings.
I call Chris and I'm like, yo, they found your camera. He's like, dude, you're fucking with me. Don't don't do this to me right now. Like, I'm fucked up. Like, it's not funny, Nate. I'm like, no, bro, they found your camera. So they so anyway, Chris has his camera back. Connor's out of the country. I get in the taxi and then I
But
go,
wait, Nate, you forgot something very important.
what's up?
Okay, so as soon as Chris got his camera back, for some weird reason in the hostel that we're staying at, all of the money that we had just made the night before was just randomly vanished.
I forgot about that. I did forget about that. We
So it's
lost-
like we had to lose something to gain something else.
we lost literally, I kid you not, all of the money that we made in Russia, we lost when we got his camera sold.
And we even looked. We had to convince them to look through the cameras to see if anybody went in our room to see if anyone stole it. And we went through the cameras and there was no one who went in our room.
Yeah, so I forgot about that. But anyway, so Chris is out. Chris has his camera back. Connor's out of the country. I'm headed back to the hotel. We did it. I'm like doing my victory lap, whatever. I get in my Uber and I finally like put my head back to sleep. I'm like, oh man, we did it. Like, we're good. Everything's okay. And like all of a sudden, I like the car just stops, and the fucking windshield is splattered and broken, and it's red. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like, I'm like, dude, there's no way this is real. So I get out of my Uber, and I kid you not, we hit somebody. And not only did we hit somebody, we hit someone going like 55 miles per hour. And we're at like this intersection near a gas station, and we're in the middle of nowhere. My phone is dead at that point as well. And so, like, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. There's a bunch of people that are running out because obviously they see this guy lying in the snow, whatever. And the Uber driver goes, like, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you? He's like, no, let's go. I'm like, yo, no, bro. Like, no.
Well, dude,
He throws my backpack out of the car and drives away. I'm like,
wait, remember, Nate, do you remember you called me like panicking and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning And you're like, dude, I just killed someone. I just killed someone. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I just opened up my eyes. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude.
And right before I woke up, a Mexican kid punched me in the face in my dream, and I really felt it. It was so crazy.
Dude,
So weird.
they like anyway, crazy enough. It was right outside a gas station. Like I said, after I called Matt, my phone died immediately. And I'm like,
I was so worried, dude.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. Matt's trying to call me back. I actually think my phone died while we were on the phone. So like Matt's trying to call me back. I'm in the middle of nowhere and nobody in Russia speaks English. So I walk into this gas station. The guy's still in the snow. Police are coming, everything. I'm like, I have no idea what to do. Like, trying to comprehend to somebody in the gas station. And all of a sudden, like, dude, this is a 100% true story. Like, everybody can vouch 100% true. While I'm fucking trying to communicate, like, the girl working at the cashier place was like, 1 minute. And she goes back and she gets someone. This guy comes out. He's like, what's up, man? I'm like, what? Like, literally perfect English. Like, what's up? I'm like, dude, what is going on?
You just died, bro.
This is why I believe in God now, because like the chances of somebody American being in this fucking gas station is like next to none. We had not seen a single American person the entire time we were there.
Yeah, that's
the guy comes out, he's like, yeah, man, I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. What's up? I'm like, what? So anyway, so this guy gets me a taxi back to the hotel. I actually think that he paid for it. I don't think that he charged us anything. And essentially, like, I still can't use Uber to this day. To this day, I still can't use Uber because they sent me a thing in the mail that they wanted me to come and testify in Moscow. And I was like,
holy shit.
I'm not going back, bro. Like,
I'm banned from Budget.
why are you banned from Budget?
Don't want to talk about it.
No, I want to hear this.
Is it the Matt Mahana discount?
It's just, it's miscommunication.
Yeah.
And then we said,
I love
"Fuck
it.
you."
Crazy.
They
Okay.
robbed me. I'm in the wrong.
That's
No,
probably-
they're in the wrong. They tried to make I'm in the right. They tried to it's whatever. It's fine. Continue.
Yeah, I think that's the craziest tour story. Chris, actually,
I would definitely say that's pretty up there.
Well, I have a crazy story too, but I don't know if you guys want me to say it.
Tell the Alonna story.
No, I'd rather tell the light story.
Oh yes, please.
yeah, no,
Yes,
bro,
please.
don't tell the light story, dude.
I tell people the light story,
don't
dude.
tell the light story. Tell the boardwalk story.
Oh man.
No, the light story is like dude.
Connor, we don't need to go home. We don't need to go down that road.
I want to. That's my favorite Matt story.
All right, I'll try to
ever.
sum it up. I'll try to sum it up as best
Nah,
as I can.
details.
All right, so basically, it was like back
Not
when
basically.
back back when weed was just getting like legal and you can get your card. Some kid like after my show at the boardwalk in where is it, Sacramento? Yeah, I don't know. So and he was like, hey dude, do you want to smoke with me after the show? I was like, yeah, sure, of course. So we go across the parking lot right like in front of us, and we start smoking, whatever, everything's all good. And then like some super tatted bro randomly comes up to us and he's like, hey, let me hit that. And the kid's like, what? Like, no, just like, what the hell? You're not invited here. Like, and this guy, he just grabs the joint and starts smoking it and is blowing the smoke in this kid's face. And I'm high as hell, by the way, because this is like medical weed. I'm like even higher than usual. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is about to happen here, bro? And so the kid's like, give me the joint back. And the guy's like, pfft. He just turns around, starts walking forward, and he's still like hitting the fucking joint like it's a choo-choo train. And so then the kid, he runs after this dude, and as soon as he like gets like right behind him, the dude turns around, grabs him by the hair, and starts uppercutting him like 10 times in the face. This dude's body is like flailing like a rag doll, pretty much, with blood. And mind you, I'm still watching this like shook, like, oh my god, like, and his girlfriend was there too. So the girl jumps on this dude's back, and then he fucking turns around and punches her in the face. I'm just like, oh my god, if I jump in, I'm gonna end up like these two. Because dude, this guy was like basically killing them, and so I had to run across the street and be like, yo, 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 and then like finally it was like everything had calmed down. I don't even know what happened to the guy who beat him up, but basically the ambulance came. It was crazy as hell. I'm still high as hell and like really shook. Anyway, like 3 years later, I go back to the boardwalk. I'm like at the merch table, and some kid comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, what's up, man? You remember me? I smoked a dude that one time." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you don't remember the dude came up and he like started beating my ass." I was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, and I was like so like confused because he didn't look anything like how he did before, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, you look completely different." I was like, "You actually look good." He's like, "Yeah, dude, I got $90,000 worth of facial reconstructive surgery." And I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
What the fuck?
So yeah, it was a blessing in disguise because he was kind of like ugly before, and
Jesus,
he
dude.
looks good now.
Wow, that's fucked up.
That is so fucked.
Yeah, like yeah. Let's hope he doesn't see this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can end this now.
Nah,
Yeah.
continue.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, anyone else?
Light story, dude.
Really?
Yes, that's the best story ever. I
All right,
tell
hold on.
people that on your behalf.
Connor, we don't.
All right. Basically.
Yes, thank you.
Shit, how do I even start this? Oh, okay. So I got left out in the Warped Tour parking lot. Like, there's like a curfew, and like eventually you have to all the buses have to leave at a certain time. If you're not on the bus, they'll leave you. My bus left without me. I don't know what the hell they were thinking because the show can't even go on if I'm not like doing the vocals. So I'm like scrambling around the parking lot looking for a bus that is still there. And then some kid notices me. I forgot what his name. The name of the band was like something Deer in the Headlights or some shit. He was like, "Bro, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, man. I just like my bus left me. I don't know what the hell to do." He's like, "Oh, well, you can just like come up here and like we'll take you." I'm like, "Okay, for sure." I didn't know they were also sharing a bus with lights. I was like, "Okay, this is random." So it's a bus. You can't do certain things in it. But so whatever. The next morning I wake up and I gotta take a poopy.
A boo boo.
And I'm like kind of freaking out because it's a bus and you can't poop on a bus because they'll fine you like $300. So I'm like, dude, what the
Wait,
fuck? How does
really?
anyone? Yes, I'm like, dude, how is anyone not needing to poop right now, dude? It's the fucking morning. Like, someone please poops. So whatever. So we start driving. I'm like, oh my god, I hope we make it somewhere. Then the bus breaks down, and I start freaking out because I'm like, there's no way I can hold this in. There's just no way. Somehow I make it through it. The people come, they fix the bus, we leave. It takes us another 3 hours to get to where we need to go. Mind you, this is like unbearable pain I'm going through for like 3 fucking hours. So we finally get to a Target. I go to Target. I unload, dude. Unload. I'm pretty sure that I got like everything out. Like there's just no way there's anything else in there. Okay, right? So then, like a dumbass, before I leave Target, I order 2 hot dogs from the little like Target food area. And I'm like happy. I'm like, hell yeah, I just pooped 10 pounds. I'm about to eat this hot dog. Thank God I brought the Target bag with me because I'm gonna tell you what happens next. So then I go on the bus, and I had like already made friends with the bus driver like through the whole ride before the night, and his name was Matt too, so we were like bonding about that shit. So I'm like standing. I'm like, how you can sit in the front of the bus like with the bus driver, like I'm just like sitting up there like hanging out with him, whatever. I'm eating my hot dogs. I get to the very last bite of my second hot dog, and I feel like a rumble in my stomach. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And mind you, Hold on, give me a second. What? So so I feel the rumble. I know I felt this rumble before, so I know what the hell's about to happen. We start taking off on the bus, and mind you, the break was like 30 minutes, so like they just want to get to where we need to go because we were actually gonna do like some celebrity bowling with like Paramore and all this shit, right? So then it starts rumbling. And then remember the bag I told you about? I had the Target bag in my pocket, right? So then I like, I'm freaking out. Then I have two choices. When I look at the bag, I'm like, shit, it's either I shit my pants right now because that's gonna happen, or I take this bag and I like figure something out in the bathroom. So I run. This is like all in slow motion too. It was like I was tripping. It was crazy. I went into the bathroom. This is like I don't know how I thought of this, right? But I take out the bag, I put it in the toilet, I shit in the bag. I do this in 11 seconds. Like even leaving the bathroom, I do this. I don't even know how because it usually takes me like an hour to poop. So, but this was
Yeah, dude,
this was premium poop.
several
So it
other
was like
stories.
super fast, right? So I poop in the bag and I'm like, oh my god, I just pooped in a bag in the bus. What the fuck am I gonna do? But thank God I'm a genius. And I fucking wipe my booty, right, with like 3 pounds of toilet paper. I put it in. I put all the toilet paper. I put all the shitty toilet paper in the bag, right? I tie it up. I look at the trash can. I take out half of what's in the trash. I put the bag in between, and I put the rest of the trash back on top. And it looks like nothing ever happened. I did this all in 11 seconds, mind you. I walk out of the bathroom like, doo-doo-doo, like nothing ever happened. I go bowling that night. I come back to get my stuff. I go in the bathroom to see what has happened because the bus driver has to clean this shit. And I also made friends with him. Remember that. So I look and there's a whole new trash and bag in there. And nobody ever said shit to me. Because nobody's crazy enough to look through the middle of a trash can to dig for poop. So I win. And that's that.
You won.
I won.
You won.
Oh,
That's for sure.
I
I can safely say, I mean, you came out on top with that one.
Yeah, I
oh
did.
my god,
It was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It was beautiful.
Matt, that is my favorite story you've ever told me. Besides you screaming nonsense for Alonna.
That's a quick story. I just got super drunk and I went on stage for Alessana and there was like an open mic and I screamed nonsense for 5 songs. And the whole time they were looking at me like,
And
dude,
they
what the
didn't
hell?
kick you off.
They didn't kick me off. They just let me scream. I didn't even scream the right cadences for their shit. I just belligerent drunk shit. But we all made a joke out of it afterwards, and then we became friends. So yeah,
Another win for our boy.
Okay. So my next question: what was it like going from kind of like having like a label and like the whole team to doing everything DIY? Because I know that's like a hell of a transition. So what was that like?
oh dude, that's a cool story too. I mean, because like before I met Nate, I was on a hiatus for like 4 years. But before that, I had the label and the agency or whatever. But the agency dropped me because I didn't want to be with my manager anymore. And both of those companies were in like bed with each other. Like if, one didn't like what the other one did or vice versa, then they'll take care of what they have to do. So they dropped me just because I dropped my manager. And that's when everything went downhill because I was getting booked for a lot of cool tours and stuff like that. And then once that fell through, nobody wanted to book me for shit. Just because I said I don't want to be with this manager because he didn't do shit for me.
Damn.
And so then after that, 4 years later, I talked to Nate. we're talking. He's like, would you ever tour again? And mind you, I just met Nate like on the internet. You know, we had never met in person. We didn't even meet until we started touring.
That's
And Nate-
how I met Nate.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. And then so yeah, Nate was like, bro, would you ever tour again if, you know, I got us to play in Russia? I was like, of course. And so like we became friends, and then that was it. We went to Russia, and then ever since then he's been killing it. He's just been killing it. So Nate, you don't need a label if you got Nate. Nate's the secret weapon. So
That means a
Hell
lot,
yeah.
man. Thank you.
it's true, man.
Speaking of that, we have a comment that says, "Will you play a house show?"
Yeah. I mean,
If they pay us good enough.
yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now is we just have really busy schedules, like with our own lives. So, you know, touring is not nearly as frequent as it used to be. But when it comes down to like would we play a house show? Absolutely. Like we love DIY house.
Yeah, it's more intimate. We like the intimate vibe.
We love the intimate shit. We're actually running into a thing on this tour that this tour sold so well that like, you know, we wanted these shows to be really intimate. We didn't expect them to sell out the way that they are, but now we're running into the thing of like, what do we do? Like, do we upgrade the venues or do we keep it small and have to reject people from coming? You know, so we're trying to figure that out. But yeah, we love house shows, man. We definitely do it.
Cool. And last question. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming tour with Sync In. I also noticed you guys also bought that domain name.
Oh, they
No, that's theirs.
They own it. So to be honest with you, you know, this actually is kind of pathetic, but we were too lazy to go and buy our own domain name and set up our tickets. So we just did it off the Sync In band. But then we went and bought a domain that had nothing to do with our band and linked it to our band.
And it worked out even better, like 100 million times better.
The way that it should. But shout out Sync In. They're doing a lot for us. We're super excited about this tour, and it's only a couple dates because it's right before the NASCAR season. Chris and I both work in NASCAR, and Connor starts school next month, right?
March. But yes.
So almost.
Yeah, a month after I get back, essentially.
But Jimmy's out there killing it, fucking waiting tables and singing on Sirius XM.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Matt's running his clothing line, and
I'm buying a pot of greed bag.
Anesthesiology department.
I wish that we were able to make this tour longer. We're getting a lot of comments under like, why didn't you guys play Atlanta? Why didn't you guys play Nashville? Like, you have off dates, but you know, we actually, a couple of us have to work during the week, which is why we have everything the way that it is. But we're super excited, man. They're gonna be really good shows. It's gonna be a really fun time, and most of the shows are gonna be sold out. And you know, this When We Were Young fest, like, it couldn't be better time. Like, this is the best promo that we could have asked for. And the thing that's the coolest, I think, out of all of this is we're making so many new fans. Like, we've always been that band that was like, oh, I used to listen to you guys, or I loved you guys in high school. It was never really like that current, like, oh yeah, like, I found you guys a month ago and I love you guys. It was always like the nostalgia thing, but now it's coming into effect that like we're finding new people, like we're blowing up on TikTok, so there's like a new age of younger fans coming in as well. So, you know, it's awesome. I think that this is the first time that most of us have really seen that, besides Matt. But the rest of us, you know, we were used to seeing the older crowd come out, but it's really cool to see like a new generation of kids get into it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully in the future you guys can come to Pennsylvania, because we love you guys up here.
We've always done well there. 570, what? That's like Williamsport area.
Yeah, like Williamsport, Scranton.
Yeah. We're not. Chris doesn't live too far from there. I don't live too far from there, and you know, I think that the last time that we played anywhere near there was Lancaster. But you know, we'd love to come up there and do some for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. This was seriously super, super awesome. You guys are great. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
guys, and yeah, shout out everybody who listened, and stay punk rock, stick it to the man, right?
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.